Gemini, October. All right, Gemini, air sign that you are. You have a trine going on this month with the sun in the air sign of Libra, which it'll be in until October 22nd. So that's kind of smoother energy, right? You got this relationship sign of Libra, trining you, Gemini. You've got Jupiter in your sign, which is luck, blessings, and expansion until next June. So this is a really lucky period for you. You do have a square going on with Saturn. Saturn's at 13 degrees Pisces. Pisces is a mutable sign. So are you, Gemini. So there's a square there. So there's some things about responsibility, restrictions, things that are expected of you. Okay. And then you've also got a square going on with Neptune. Now that Neptune's at 27 degrees. So that's going to be for you later Geminis. You'd like more June Geminis. Okay. And you are going to have a square with Neptune, which, can fog things up anytime Neptune's involved. Now, Neptune kind of wants you to slow down a little bit. These signs in Pisces, you don't always like to do that, Gemini. You do have an opposition with Venus when it moves into Sagittarius on 10/17 moving forward. So there's going to be some pulls on you about relationships. I was kind of not understanding what your message was until I pulled some cards for you. And so the first card that I did in your pre-reading was this 8 of Swords from the Black Cat Tarot. And you can see the cat's eyes in there. He's like hidden in that cave and he's got these swords up, almost like he built a wall. Okay. Doesn't want to be seen. And the swords are all thoughts kind of backed into this cave here. And then followed by the Judgment card here from the Dark Mansion, which is basically the Day of the Dead, right? There's a couple there. And then your third card is the 5 of Imps, which is the 5 of Wands. And it looks like there's some confrontation. So the vibe that I got from this, Gemini, it's I don't know if you're just trying to hide from an ex, or if you had some trouble in love, or if Scorpio season is just way too serious for you. That's the kind of vibe I was getting from this. This person looks like they're just trying to hide, not be seen, and kind of lick their wounds, so to speak. And then the Judgment card is in your face, the past coming up. And it's hey, are you going to bury this hatchet yet? This is referencing the Day of the Dead, which would be, celebrating the deceased. And we were talking more about that, how the first day is celebrating the children that have passed, and then the second day is celebrating all who have passed. But there is a wedding going on in this picture. So I don't know, Gemini, if you just if you're hurting in a relationship, or you're coming out of a relationship, or maybe something about this time of year sparks something about a relationship, or maybe you got married this time of year. Yeah. And then there's the 5 of Imps, which is the 5 of Wands, and there's confrontation. And I really just think it's an internal confrontation. Interesting that the full moon is up here and it's in here too. Huh. Okay. So I think that there's just some old stuff. This could be old relationships, or maybe you've had another breakup and you're just oh my God, this is a repetition of the past. Okay. But it's going to be in your face. Jupiter is thought of as luck and blessings and all that, but Jupiter makes things bigger. So if you're feeling like crap, you're going to feel worse when Jupiter's there, because it's just going to expand it. Okay. So, take this time. Let me just see what your advice is, actually. Let's pull a couple cards for your advice. I'm going to use the oracles here from the Beloved Tarot. Look at this chicken. Okay, so maybe are the cards laughing at you? Is this possible? Let's see what your other advice card is. Visitation. Okay, chicken, visitation, and entertainment. Interesting. Okay, so if this is the advice, and the chicken card's coming in underneath the 8 of Swords where you're kind of hiding. So it's kind of laughing at you. The visitation card is really interesting because Judgment is is Scorpio, and it's referencing the Day of the Dead, and you've got a visitor here, and it looks like, I don't know, I kind of get grandma vibes from it. Okay, so maybe maybe there's an ancestor that you need to connect with, or maybe there's someone on the other side you need to connect with, or maybe that person that you're mourning is on the other side. Okay, so I would get a picture of them out for the first and the second, and honor them. Okay, and then entertainment. It's kind of fun, right? There's like, this is some of the solution for you. And Gemini, you're such a social sign. Like, entertainment is usually a great remedy for you. And instead of having these 5 imps back there fighting, it could be maybe they're dancing. Okay. And I think dancing is always a good solution for you. If you're looking for a Halloween costume, here's an idea with the chicken suit. Okay. Or the chicken dance. Okay. All right. So interesting cards here. Okay. So now let's pull cards week by week. Let's do a few things. So we're just going to leave those like that. And then we're going to pull some from the Everyday Witch mini and see what you need to know each week moving through the month of October. And I also want to pull you a couple more cards. I've got an oracle card for you here from the Divine Doors. Here's your beautiful door. Okay. And let's give you an Everyday Witch oracle card also. Let's see what we got here. All right, so this, let's leave that one down. Okay. This looks like really fresh and airy and clean. Okay, and it says, a moment's joy. Sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. Right, just give me more wedding vibes. Okay. And here we have plant the seeds. Okay, so we're thinking about the future here instead of just thinking about the past. All right. And we've got some new moons. When new moons, I think are when the farmers planted the seeds, when it was seed planting kind of weather. And we have 2 beautiful new moons. We have the new moon on October 2nd in the sign of Libra. It's a solar eclipse and it brings us something, okay? And then at the end of the month on November 1st, we will have the new moon in Scorpio, okay? So I really see you clearing up some old relationship here. I think this is either, for some of you, this is an old relationship that you might be carrying shame about, that really they're asking you to move forward from that. This may be a current relationship that you are having some trouble in, or you're having a hard time showing up and speaking up. Okay. And this is asking you to please step forward and take care of what needs to be taken care of. And there's a lot of like wedding vibes to this, but it also has like your grandparents vibe to it too. Okay, so with the veil being thin, there's a chance here for you to connect. There may be a message that you're going to receive. And for you, entertainment would be some music would be a great, wonderful healing way for you, Gemini, this month. Okay, now let's see what the week by week cards have to say. First week, the Hermit. Number 9, the Hermit. I love this version. Just sitting there by the fire by herself, meditating, relaxing. Okay. So take some time for yourself, but not like this scared, hiding vibe. This is more like, I made this choice and I'm taking this time for myself. Okay. Now, week 2, here's your 2 of Cups here, showing the relationship. Okay, so maybe you need to be around others, or maybe there's a connection there with others. Okay. Week 3, you have the 3 of Wands, where you're thinking about the future, where you're going next. Week 4, you've got the 7 of Swords. It's kind of tiptoeing around. All right. 7 of Swords, tiptoeing around almost that family crest there. All right. So you may be like on an emotional roller coaster with your relationship, or with processing, letting go of some of the past relationship, but you're still tiptoeing around the idea of family. You're tiptoeing around the idea of like, it's like you did something wrong. And this is a great month to sort through the thoughts that you're thinking. Again, the month ahead talks more about that, with a lot of great advice for making the most of this transformational energy that's happening this month. Okay. And I really feel like the days of you tiptoeing around this old wound, they're coming to an end. It's getting old. Okay. You're ready. You're ready to plant the seeds for your fresh new life. All right. Well, that's a lot for 1 month, but that's what we got. All right. So we're moving these to the side. Even though, look at her, she's really just staring right at us. Okay. Scorpio season, veil thin. And also, in some ways, that visitation could even be your ex showing up. But maybe this is a time where you just need to listen and clear the air. Okay. All right. We're going in with our bowl of charms here. We're going to throw these onto the month of October and see power days, what you need to know. Okay. So we have a bunch of letters up at the top. We have a W and an I and a Z, whiz, an L and an S. Okay. And then over here we have a 5 of clubs. We have an N, F, E, U, K, and an angel wing. We've got a letter D down here and an M on the 31st. And we got a letter J over here. Okay. So you can see if you can make up names. I see the word fun, F-U-N. I see funk. Maybe there's some funk music for you to make you feel better. I see sled, more fun. And wins. I see the word wife, W-I-F-E. And all right, see what you come up with, okay? So on the 1st, we have the 5. Looks like we have some activity on the 8th, but here on the 10th, we have the angel wing, okay? So on the 10th, it really, even though some of the advice about like connecting with your ancestors and everything was more like towards the Day of the Dead and everything, the veil is thin, and it's not just that day. Okay. And this angel wing on the 10th, the moon will be in Capricorn. It's a Thursday. And I would just be pulling out a picture. I really get your grandfather, maybe their wedding picture if you have it. Okay. Now, on the 12th, you got a K. It's got a little bit of activity here. Then this week, it looks like the most energy we got the 16th, 17th, EU, European Union. Okay. And a little bit on the 26th, we have the letter J. On the 28th, the letter D. And the 31st, the letter M. But it actually flips, and I can see the MS. So it's like miss. Okay. Miss. And so, that's Halloween and MS. Interesting. All right. So, nothing like super crazy in the month as far as like super powerful days. 16th and 17th seems to have the most activity. Let's roll the dice and see what other days we get here. So you rolled Saturn in the sign of Scorpio in the 4th house, Cancer's house. Is that 4? Yeah. Okay. So Saturn, the planet of restriction, the planet of hardship, the planet of long-term success, rules the sign Capricorn. You rolled that in the sign of Scorpio, deep water sign, right? So things about work, there's things about money, and the 4th house is the home, nurturing, okay? So it's almost like you have to take responsibility for your deep emotions and transformation. We had this Judgment card, which is so Scorpio. You have a responsibility, and I don't know, this purple heart just fell out. You have this responsibility to dip your toe into this deep emotion and transform it, to find comfort, to make peace within yourself. Okay. Let me give you some more power days. So you rolled, let's see, first fourth house is Cancer, and the moon will be in the sign of Cancer on Monday, October 21st at 6:50 p.m. through Tuesday, the 22nd into the 23rd until very late at night on Thursday. Okay. And then with Scorpio, well, we know we have a Scorpio new moon this month, and that is going to be on Halloween, 1:29 p.m. through Friday the 1st, where that's the new moon at 8:47 a.m. And the moon will be in Scorpio until Sunday, the 3rd of November. Okay. Now, let me give you some Capricorn dates. So that 31st came up pretty strong there with the word miss, MS, right? So think about what that means to you. And then I'm just looking to give you some Capricorn dates. The moon will be in the sign of Capricorn starting on Wednesday, October 9th at 5:38 a.m. through Thursday through Friday until 12:31 p.m. Power days for you. That included this 10th where this angel wing was. Have a fabulous month, Gemini. Thanks for joining me.